Parents can't do it. That's why they send them to school.
Exactly.
This is now one of the tragedies. And you know, I mean, I look at my younger grandchildren and, you know, fortunately the parents are able to literally set up school for them. I mean, one time they were up in Big Bear and it was a Monday and I called and I said, what are the kids outside playing? And my son goes, no, they're in school. So we have them enforcing it. We have Kathy's going to start being over teaching the fourth and first grader on Tuesdays, and they bring in another tutor on Wednesdays. But the reality is lower income people can't do that, and those are going to be the kids that are dramatic. I mean, it's a travesty. We're going to have a generation that is going to be screwed forever. I don't have an answer for it.
My niece has 35. My niece has 35 students in her class. Can't get all of them on the screen at once.
Right. Yeah.
But you know what? I think that we're giving kids a little bit less credit than they're due, because kids are really resilient. And we adults have forgotten how nimble and versatile kids can be. I think they will do just fine. It's us who are going to be screwed up forever, more than we already are.
I don't disagree with that, but the reality is when you're dealing with, you know, the lower grade levels, you know, you're lucky to get them to sit at a computer screen other than games for more than 10 minutes. And I mean, I was talking to a guy who was here who was doing some painting, and he said, you know, he and his wife both working. And he said, you know, he's got kids in elementary school. He said, I have no clue what they've been doing, and I don't think they've been doing anything. They've been trying.
Bob, just let them play.
I don't have an answer, but it's bad.
Let them play Fortnite every 15 minutes.
Well, there you go. Actually, there are some computer games that are quite educational.
Yes.
Well, you know how you take your first day picture of school? Well, this is my son. Can y'all see him in his first day of school outfit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And barefoot.
So cute.
So, you know.
Did you help him tie his tie?
Michelle, was he wearing a backpack?
He hasn't worn shoes since March.
Hey, Tony, Lorraine, do the foreign kids have to dress up in their uniform in order to go to the virtual classes?
They have to be wearing their polos. Yeah, they do have to be in a type of uniform because we're at school and we're prepared to be at school.
Good for you.
They don't want to see what they're wearing and all the other stuff. And they're supposed to be in a more professional environment, not laying down in their bed with their iPad.
Right. Of course, he doesn't know that they're naked from the waist down, but they're wearing their polo shirts.
Well, hey, you do it.
Tony, I don't think hands in the ears works.
I went to take the picture of my kid in his first day of 11th grade at his computer. He turned around and smirked at me and was so pissed that I was even wanting to take a first day of school picture of him first.
The rite of passage. You have to.
I've taken one every year of the kids.
Exactly.
But he didn't want one this year. He thought it was the stupidest thing on the planet.
Hey, Tony, how are you dealing with textbooks?
Well, not too many of our classes have textbooks. Those that do are primarily online textbooks. So it hasn't been an issue. But,
I just went and picked up a Chromebook and textbooks for my 8th grader for school. So they have like school supplies and they're doing it very carefully. You have to wear a mask and everything is kind of maintaining the social distance.
We did that as well. We had a pickup day. So they came and each student had basically a bag and it had technology in it. And if there were books involved, it had those books. For example, our English classes read a number of novels. So each student had a packet of novels, if you will. But it's kind of the way we ended last year with kids picking up their yearbooks and whatnot.
Hey, Nelson.
Hi, Nelson.
Good to see you.
Hey, everybody. Just
Is that our chili
homeschooling my
cook-off?
kids. I'm eating a little bit of lunch. I'm here.
That's all right. You could mute yourself. That's all right. Are you all there?
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, I guess I'm on now, huh?
Hey, John.
Everybody.
Hi, Lois.
Oh, you're on mute.
There you are. Yeah, hear you now.
Okay.
How are you?
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hanging in there.
That's truth. And
Hey, Nelson,
Tim
give us a
Weaver,
report
hi.
on the homeschooling. Nelson, why don't you report on homeschooling?
Ken Warner.
Oops.
Hugo, he is homeschooled.
Well, Nelson's trying to homeschool his kids. I just thought it'd be good for a report. Can't hear me.
He actually doesn't hear very well.
How's your son doing, Nelson?
Oh, is somebody making fun of me? Hang on, I got kids yelling in my background. I have no idea what anybody's saying.
How's your son doing?
He's doing good. I'm actually going down this weekend to help him build some furniture, so got a little time to bond.
Good.
Nelson, send us kids to Hugo School. I think they'll be learn a lot more from Hugo School than homeschool.
Yeah.
Whoa, we can really hear them.
No discipline.
Was that a presidential debate?
Yes. Hi, Trevor.
Hello, how are you?
Good, you?
Wonderful.
Of course. Where are you going? Where are you driving to?
I just left Target, and I'm going to the car wash, and then I'm going home.
Rough day. Wow.
I'm going to Park and then Santa Clarita.
Oh, okay.
An exciting day.
Hi, Carapace. Hi, Hader.
Hader, you're on twice.
Will the car wash feel good, Trevor?
It will. I'm going to get out of the car and walk through.
And Trevor, what does the C stand
That's
for
what
in
I
your
was hoping.
screen name?
No need for you to, comma. However,
Trevor, I will pay money to see that, Trevor. I will pay
Yeah?
serious money to see that.
We can
How
make
much
that
did you
a
pay
Rotary
for
fundraiser.
Yeah, how much did you pay for the windows down in the car?
If you're driving through the car wash with the windows down,
No way. Actually, sure, I'll do it in your car. Can I borrow your car?
sorry, you cut out there, Trevor. You cut out. We couldn't hear you.
Sure.
Oh, he's just being he's being his usual smart ass self.
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh. Come on. I call him like I hear him.
Hey, Maria Prescott, how are you?
You can say that because you're not in the same room as he is.
You're right.
That never stopped, Chris.
I think about that too.
Hi, Susan Engler.
Hey. Hi, Larry Baker.
Oh, we have a lot of people here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good.
Hello, everyone.
I didn't see
I'm just
Susan.
here to
Can
get
you
my
Larry?
money.
Hi, Herb.
Money.
Oh, and there's
I'm
Carol
still doing that thing with the money,
Robinson.
right? I'm just here to get my money and then get my name pulled, get my money, and then leave.
Well, I think it's back to $5.
Zoomers to boomers. Wow.
Who's sharing their screen?
I think it's our
David.
I think that's Dave.
It is our.
Maybe
You can tell across the top.
How do you unshare? How do you unshare?
Hugo,
All right, there
do
we go.
not touch the screen.
Leave the meeting.
Step away from the
Step away
screen.
from the screen.
Does that mean David can't join us?
Sorry, you missed it last week.
No, I think this is the new format where he starts showing announcements and stuff, and before we all have to be quiet, we have like 2 more minutes.
If David wasn't here today, I wouldn't get my weekly YouTube fix.
Hi, Bob Beery. We haven't seen you in a long time.
I still can't
See him.
I don't see Bob. See
Oh, I
here?
see his name.
I see his name.
Oh,
Hey, Judy.
Hey, Dave Massey, what about the penguin joke?
No.
Hi, Skogie. I see you.
Pretty funny, wasn't it?
Good joke. just not for my gentle ears.
By the way, Mr. Handler, I talked to my client the other day and he said that he loved the work you did on his website or whatever you did.
Thanks. I'll give you $1 for plugging me.
By the way, Trevor, my sister said thank you very much for going to her house and fixing up her stuff.
You're very welcome.
He went all the way to Culver City.
And I wore shoes too. I didn't even wear my flip-flops.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank God.
Felix, you're in an office, right?
Wow.
What, your aim was getting worse, Trevor?
Yeah.
Trying to fit them in?
That's it. That's not what I thought you were saying, but okay, yeah, that's it.
Hey, Jessica, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sorry, I was muted.
That's
How
all
are
right.
you guys?
Hey,
Good.
there you are.
Good to see you.
What am I eating, Trevor?
I said greetings, David Massey.
Greetings, Trevor. Always good to see
How
you.
was your sunset adventure?
Which one?
That was your sunset adventure for your birthday. That was pretty. How was it?
It was great. We had for everybody else. I celebrated my birthday last week, and we got sandwiches and just had a little sunset picnic with the kids. So Catherine and I did it. It was really sweet. So yeah, and we're gonna go up that, and it's just right up the road from us. Off of anybody know where Padre Sarah Church is in Camarillo? There's a great view over Camarillo and we just sat up in lawn chairs and it was great.
Hey, Larry Baker, come back.
Howdy.
Good afternoon, Rotary Club of Thousand Oaks. We're so glad you're with us today. It's a special day. We have our district governor here with us today, Deb Linden. So hi, Deb. Welcome to our club. We have a couple of announcements, just etiquette. So if you're not speaking, if you would please put your system on mute and then unmute when it's time for you to talk. Please use the chat box to communicate with each other, harass one another, whatever you feel is appropriate. And then also remember that we are streaming live on YouTube. So you can go over to the YouTube channel, Thousand Oaks YouTube, watch it there, communicate there. And if for some reason you missed all or part of the meeting, it is recorded and you can go to the Thousand Oaks YouTube channel and see it afterwards. Well, of course, this is another day, another exciting preliminary round of the Great Joke Contest. This week is a real barn burner. We have Susan Mad Splatter Barada, who is defending champion from last week, taking on a new contestant, which is Lois Scratcher in the Eye, Kern Klein, who will be going at it. I'm going to turn it over to our ring announcer, Mr. Dave Massey, to get this started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our joke off. We have, as you know, made a random choice of who's going to go first in this amazing competition. We have our wonderful new champion, Susan, and the new contender, Lois. Lois, you are up first with your joke. Go on and mute yourself.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay. What was Beethoven's favorite fruit?
I don't know. What was Beethoven's favorite fruit?
Banana.
Oh, wonderful joke. Susan, difficult to beat. Susan, you're up.
Thank you so much. So a husband and wife were out to dinner for their anniversary. The husband raises his glass and toasts to 50 wonderful years of marriage. It may not have always been easy, but I've always loved you and I've always been honest with you. And I hope you've always loved me and been honest with me. The wife replies, well, remember when we were first married and you lost your job? Well, I went down to the bank and I slept with the broker so we could get an extension on our mortgage. The husband was shocked and he says, well, honey, that was a long time ago and you did it for us. I forgive you. The wife then says, Well, remember when you started your business and we didn't have any insurance and you needed that heart surgery? Well, I slept with the surgeon, so he'd do the surgery for free. The husband again was shocked. I can't believe I'm just hearing about this now, but I understand you did it for me, and I forgive you for sleeping with those two men. The wife replies, well, here's the thing. Remember last year when you were running for Rotary Club president and you were trailing by 32 votes?
All right, terrific. Whoa, okay, we're going to launch the polling. We'll see who's going to go on to the next round. So we'll have about 30 seconds to cast your vote. Here we go. The poll is up. Cast your votes.
Just to be clear, I did not vote for David, so that was not me that she was talking about.
All right, let's go. We got another 10 seconds. Is it going to be Scratcher in the Eye or Mad Splatter moving on to the next round? 5 seconds to finish up voting. 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. All the results are in. I'm going to share results. It looks to me like, yes, Mad Splatter is moving on to the next round. Congratulations. Good job, everybody.
She'll be facing Michael Magnuson next week, and we'll look forward to that joke contest. Michael, you're going to have a challenge.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. It's a real knockout because the trophy that's being offered is so unbelievable. Everybody wants in on this one. All right, let's go to guest introductions. I'll turn it over to Jerry Robings, wherever he might be.
Unmute, thank you. We have two guests with us today, prominent guests. Our past president, Mike O'Byrne. Always pleased to have Mike join us. It's a pleasure. And the other Mike, of course, from the East Coast, Mike Hebert.
All right, great. Thank you. And we have our district governor, as I said, Deb Linden, and our district governor, Brendan Garcia, is also here with us today. So welcome. And let's go over to Susan Murata, who's going to give us the inspirational moment and the pledge. So Susan, Mad Splatter, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, David. So I guess what inspires me, of course, is our Rotary Club and being a Rotarian. And I am so grateful and so proud to be a Rotarian. I've been exposed to so many things that I never would have been exposed to if it wasn't for Rotary. So the other day I was outside in this heat and I was laying sod in my backyard. So obviously Rotary hasn't made me any smarter, but I came in and I got a big glass of ice cold water and took a drink, and that brought back all of these memories of Father Remy. And those of you that have been in the club for a while know Father Remy. He visited our club several times and told us his story. And his story is he is a Black priest from Africa. I think it was Uganda. And the Catholic Church brought Father Remy to the United States to learn, to go to seminary and become a priest. And when he got there, they put him in his room, and he was shocked to know that his room was just for him. He didn't have to sleep with a bunch of people in his room. And more importantly, he had a shower in his bathroom where cool water came out, and it was just for him to take a shower in. He didn't have to cook with it and clean with it. It was just to take a shower, and he was absolutely amazed. And this story just touched me in so profoundly, because his village doesn't have running water. In fact, it didn't have water at all. Every day they would have to take whatever vessel they had, a bucket or a jar, and they'd walk 2.5 miles down the hill to a little watering hole that was used by the animals in the area and other villagers. And they'd load up their water vessel and they'd have to hike it back up the hill. And that's what he and his family and their little one-room shack used all day for their needs. And he was at our club asking our club if we would partner with them. And he was now a Rotarian in Uganda, if we would partner with them to start a water project, a sustainable water project to bring them some fresh water. This impacted me so greatly. I mean, ever since then, I've looked at water differently. I don't run the water when I wash dishes or brush my teeth. More importantly, when I take a shower, and I know you don't need a visual of that, but when I take a shower, I turn the water off while I'm lathering up. I don't even run the water while I'm lathering up because it touched me so. But what touched me more than that was our Rotary Club did partner with him and other Rotary clubs to get a global grant to help this village bring water, something that we take for granted every day, bring water to their village. And I think about that all the time, that now there may not be water like we're used to, but they do have access to water every day. And I'm not asking anybody to stop, turn your water off in your shower when you're taking a shower. Well, maybe I am, because if all of us did that, we'd save millions of gallons of water. But I'm just saying, just be inspired by the fact that we are part of the greatest humanitarian organization on the face of the planet. And I am so grateful to be a Rotarian. And now, if you will join me, oh, I've got a thing, I got a flag. Join me in the pledge. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Susan. That was great. We're going to do our song now, and as is the tradition, typically, now that we are on Zoom, we won't be singing because it would be a real mess with 62 people singing at a different time. So we will be hearing a video song today. This has been provided by Nancy Wall, and so I'm going to share that with you now.
We are honored to have our national anthem sung by the combined choirs of the United States Naval Academy, the United States Air Force Academy, the United States Military Academy at West Point, the United States Coast Guard Academy, and accompanied by the United States Army Herald Trumpets.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous
Thank you, Nancy, for pulling that down for us. That was terrific. We're now going to move over to our ringmaster, Mr. Dave Massey, to lead us in a fine session.
Well, since Governor Deb is here right now, Deb, I want to know, we do this fine session as many clubs do, and we fine members if they get the answer correct and a higher amount if they get it wrong. Deb, I'll let you set the fine amount today. What would you like it to be?
Well, thank you, Dave. I think it's only appropriate that if members get the answer right, that it's $52.40 in honor of our district. And if they get it wrong, that's $100. And that's actually the amount to become a sustaining Paul Harris Fellow every year. So let's keep supporting our clubs and our foundations with that.
Thank you, Deb. Well, let's start the fine session off. I've got a PowerPoint presentation somewhat created tangentially in your honor, Deb. It is wonderful to have the district governor here with us today and everything that she's doing to help promote Rotary around the world. So first off, Deborah was born or was raised in Sunnyvale, California. So John Bradley, can you unmute yourself? So John, you there?
Yeah, I think I got unmuted.
I can hear you, John. Terrific. John,
Okay.
John, who else is from Sunnyvale, California? Is it actress Terry Hatcher, the creator of Apple, Steve Jobs, the musical group The Orange Peels, the hip hop artist Anton, just 1 and 3, or all the above?
I'm going for number 5.
You're going to go for number 5? Actually, it's all the above. All these folks were from Sunnyvale, from where our district governor grew up. Now, they've got businesses up in Sunnyvale. Nikki Richardson, are you there? Nikki, go ahead and unmute yourself. Now, Nikki, what is the company that employs the most residents in Sunnyvale? I've got choices for you. LinkedIn, which I wish would stop sending me emails, Walmart, St. John's Bar and Grill, or Google. Who do you think employs the most residents in the city of Sunnyvale?
LinkedIn.
Actually, it's Google by a large margin. So those are the amounts that people, that the employees there. Google's almost 11,000 people in Sunnyvale. Michael Magnuson, you there? I see that. Michael, who is standing next to you or sitting next to you?
That's Sky.
Gorgeous dog.
It's one of my 2 Pomskis.
Very nice. Now, Michael, Deborah got her Bachelor's of Arts degree in sociology at UC Santa Barbara. What is the mascot for UC Santa Barbara? Is it the Banana Slug, the Knights, the Gauchos, or the Isla Vista Irons?
I'm going to go with number 3, Gauchos.
That's absolutely correct. It is the USB Gauchos. Tony Guevara, good to see you here. Can you unmute yourself?
Got it.
Hey, Tony. Deb began her law enforcement career as a deputy in Santa Barbara at the age of 22. What procedural crime show is based in Santa Barbara? Is it Psych, CSI Miami, Charlie's Angels, or Cold Case?
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. No, actually, it's Psych. Charlie's Angels was from Los Angeles. You'll be paying $100, evidently.
Apparently.
Pat McCoy, you there?
Unmuted myself.
Thank you very much. Pat, one of the things that Deborah did while she was in law enforcement is she was a narcotics detective. Now, the biggest drug bust in U.S. history was a seizure of 39,525 pounds of cocaine out of one of the ports out in I think it was Philadelphia. Okay. This is a measurement question for you. How much does 39,525 pounds weigh? Is that approximately 14 Asian elephants, 22 Yugos, or 371 Hulk Hogans?
Well, I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan because that just sounds funny.
I agree with you. It actually isn't Hulk Hogan's. It would only be 130 Hulk Hogan's. The man is 302 pounds. It was Yugos. 22 Yugos would be about the same amount as that huge amount of cocaine seized. Michael Jensen. You there, Mike? Michael, you up? I can't tell if you're with us.
Which Michael were you calling on, David?
Michael Jensen, our international chair.
Michael, we missed the last name. Okay.
Mike, you there?
I think he's trying to hide out. I think that's a $100 fine for not responding, so we can just add him to the. Yeah,
I think so.
I can't unmute. Here, am I unmuted now? Oh, there you go.
All right, Mike.
Unmute. Sorry.
All right, Mike.
Yes.
Deb was hired as the chief of police for the county of San Luis Obispo back in 2003. Who's the police chief from The Simpsons? Is it Abe Simpson, Rod Flanders, Clancy Wiggum, or Hans Molman?
Clancy Wiggum.
Of course it's Chief Clancy Wiggum. We couldn't forget him. All right, Jason Corey, you there?
I'm here.
Terrific, Jason. Deborah has married her wonderful husband, Bill. What famous Bills from Saturday Night Live had the catchphrase, "Oh no"? Was it Bill Murray, Mr. Bill, Bill Handler, or Billy Crystal?
I do believe that's, oh no, it's Mr. Bill.
That is, oh no, it is Mr. Bill. That's correct. My last question here. Jessica Sawyer. You there, Jessica?
I'm here, I'm sorry.
That's okay, terrific. Deb is part of the San Luis Obispo Rotary Club. What projects has the San Luis Obispo Rotary Club done? Did they create a viewing platform at the SLO Regional Airport? Did they create at Trope Park, create a park at Trope Park and the children's playfield at Tech School? Did they install an exercise course at Laguna Lake? Did they build a bandstand at Mitchell Park? What did they, or did they do all of those things?
Oh, I'm gonna say all of the above.
Well, of course it's Deb, and she's in a great club with great members, and she did all of the above. Deb, I hope you enjoyed your fine session. Everybody, thank you very much for participating in it.
All right. Thank you, David. Great job. Well done. Well, it is that time again to go to Mr. Fun Time himself, Pat McCoy. And I don't know if his sidekick Vanna is still there with him, but I'm turning it over to you, Fun Time. Where are you?
Here I am. Let me.
He's on screen too for me. Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, Naomi, better known as Lana, is not here.
Oh.
So I'm all by myself today. So this is our poker chip draw. The name that I pull out of this pot, this bowl, if your name is on it, you win $5. If your name is not on it, it goes on the next week and it goes up to $10, $5 increments. Okay, here we go. And this is the lucky name. Me.
Oh, right. Sure. Okay.
Figures he'd cheat when Vanna wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need Naomi back.
Wow.
Is Pat really here?
Yeah,
They all say Pat.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I'll pick another one. Okay, there we go
Pat again.
The odds.
There we go again.
Put back in there before you picked another?
Yeah. What were you saying?
We just don't want it to come up Pat again. No, you're going to have to really screen it.
Yeah.
Probably don't have names on. He's just making it
Crystal
up.
Doyle.
I don't think she's here.
Okay, goes on the next week.
$10 next week. You'll be able to get a Happy Meal next week if you
That's
stay on and are here. So that's fantastic.
Before I leave, I wanted to introduce another fun thing. The way works is I just pick somebody random from who's on the screen right now, and I ask them the question, if I were A and I is you, okay? So I'm gonna pick somebody. Oh, here's a person that never gets picked, Jeff Bornstein. This is your question for you. If you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you want to have with you?
I'd say the Washington Post, the New York Times, and you can fill in the third one.
The Washington Post and the New York Times. In other words, you'd like to stay current with the news when you're on a vacation.
I love staying current.
On a deserted island. Okay, one more. Let's pick somebody here. KT, unmute yourself. If you could only choose one vacation destination, where would you pick and why?
The planet Earth.
You love Mother Earth so much. Any place on this earth works for you. It could be in my backyard. You'd be happy.
Especially if there's wildlife.
I could use the company. Okay, one more. Hopefully this person is going to be very, very interesting, as well as my first 2 people. My favorite, Carol Freeman. Are you there, Carol? Unmute yourself. And Carol, this is what I want you to do. I want you to open up your purse or your desk, pull something out, and share with us why it's important to you.
Well, I'm sitting in the old booth from Dupars in my basement because it's 100 degrees upstairs. But I happen to have with me, and this was not fixed. You're gonna love this.
All right, look at that, banner year.
It was the insert, I think Sunday maybe, on the banner year, women's suffragette. I love that I found that.
Fantastic. Okay.
That wasn't even fixed, was it?
No, it wasn't. Fantastic. Okay, next week we'll be back with a continuation of our poker drawing and 2 truths and a lie. Thank you, Dave.
Great, Pat. Thank you so much. That was terrific. We're going to go to announcements. Karen, you are up first. Unmute. There you go.
Yeah. I hope he's not on here, but this is about one of our former members, Steely Dan Overton. I think a few of you remember him and how much fun we made of him as he came up to lead us in song every week. He and his wife Casey are moving out of the area, and their friends and their family are arranging, since they can't do a regular party, they're arranging for this Saturday to have a drive-by farewell to them. I am getting the email ready to send out to the club, so when you get that, please, if you can attend, that would be terrific. It will give you instructions on where to go, what time, but it's basically going to be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. this Saturday. And they live right in the heart of Thousand Oaks. So there will be instructions where you'll come from any area and you'll be lining up at the curb. He loved to wear anything Western. So if you want to dress up, you could do Western wear. If you want to decorate your car, if you want to bring a card, you can hand to them, or there will be an address where you can actually send them a card to say goodbye. He was a beloved member of our club. They did a lot of stuff for us. And we want to wish them well. So look for that email. If you don't get it for any reason, please let me know. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, we missed Dan. Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
This is Nate. I also want to add to that this gathering for Dan is a surprise to both of them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So please do not say anything to either one of them.
So the email I just sent saying, "I'll glad to see you Saturday" was probably not appropriate.
Not good. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, all right. Let's go to Dave Massey. He's got some kind of a flim flam scam going on in the near future. So Dave, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Dave, I appreciate the noble introduction. One of the things that we're trying to do is look for new fundraisers, because our tried and true Fund 3 fundraisers are just can't happen effectively like we want them to do for obvious reasons. One of the things that Mike Hebert, one of our former members who's joining us now, has talked about is doing some sort of online poker event. Martin Anderson and I are working to put this together. And so if you are a person who likes doing online games, we would love to have you be part of our committee. If you're a person that wants to help us do some level of fundraising for this, we'd love to have you in our committee. So I'm looking for committee members who are interested in helping us kind of make this happen. And hopefully we can raise some bucks to help give to our charities, because we got to be creative in what we do right now. And a lot of people enjoy doing this, and we may be able to raise some good money for some good charities. So please let me know if you're interested. I will send out a club email to everybody, but think about it. And this is a way you can get involved instead of just, rewatching Netflix again. Come and join us for something like this, that we can really make an impact while we're still so restricted. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, David. Let's go over to Ian real quick. Give us an update on our 5240 campaign that we launched a few weeks ago. Tell us how we're doing.
Well, so far we're doing pretty good. I keep in contact with our treasurer, who tells me that checks keep coming in. I have some checks to send in, as a matter of fact, today. I would say we are, as of the first month of doing it, 15% of the way there, which isn't bad since we have to the end of the year. So if you are sick of hearing from me, I apologize, but you're going to hear from me more until we get to 100% participation. Plus, there's some other fun stuff coming up as far as every Rotarian every year. So do your best to either block my emails or keep me from calling you, but you'll be hearing from me. But we're doing well, just so you know. So I am very happy to tell everyone, thank you very much who have donated so far. And if you have yet to, because like me, you are forgetful, I will be happy to remind you.
All right. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, very important. That really helps us for district grant money, for our global grants, and we're very actively involved in both those areas. So all the money you contribute makes a huge difference, both in our club and other clubs across the world. I want to remind you, Jennifer's not here today, but don't forget the olive oil tasting that's coming up September 4th. You have a couple more days to email her, or you can put your name in the chat box that you're joining. We're up to about 22 people that are joining the olive oil tasting. It's going to be a great time, a really fun event. So hopefully you'll do that. If you wait more than a couple more days, you will not be able to join because they have to ship the kits out to you. So please go ahead and do that. Fireside chats are coming up soon. We are going to do those online this year. So we will have a group meeting all together for a few minutes, and we're going to break out into various rooms with your small groups to do some fun things. So again, you'll be getting emails on this, but you can put your name in the chat box that you want to be a participant in that. And then we would love to have you join us. We're going to have some really fun time together. All right, so that's it for announcements. Next, we want to go over to a very special time. We have some awards to give away today, and I'm going to share my screen with you as we start that process. And let's get that up. Give me 1 second here. We'll get started. Everything's a little slow. All right. So the first one that I want to do today is 11 years of perfect attendance. So Tanya, congratulations. 11 years perfect attendance. Your pin is on its way. Thank you for that. Great job. We have another 11 years of perfect attendance. Lois, who was in the joke contest today, also 11 years of perfect attendance. So congratulations to both of you for setting great examples on making all the meetings for 11 years. That's so impressive. Now I want to turn it over to Deb. She has some very special awards to give out to our members today. So Deb, I will turn it over to you, and I would recommend that you put it in speaker view, or if you want grid view, but speaker view will be better. So Deb, I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, Dave. And it is absolutely my honor to help your club present some 8 Paul Harris Fellows today. And I love, this is one of the best parts about my job, is being able to do this. And the Paul Harris Fellow honor is named for Paul Harris, who founded Rotary with his 3 business associates in Chicago in 1905. The fellowship was actually created in his honor in 1957 to express appreciation for contributions of $1,000 or more to the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. These programs include an array of projects that save and invigorate the lives of people around the world and enhance international friendships and understanding. Foundation programs include educational opportunities, food, potable water, healthcare, immunizations, shelter for millions of people, and so many other causes around the world. And these activities are funded, implemented, and managed by Rotarians and Rotary clubs around the globe. And so these 8 members who are being honored have contributed significantly, and it's my honor to present Paul Harris Fellows, starting with Michael McGasson. Michael, did I just butcher your last name? Who is getting his Paul Harris Fellow +1, so his 2nd Paul Harris Fellow. Congratulations, Michael. Trevor Tylock, I know I'm killing these last names. Paul Harris +3, so a total of 4 for Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Jim Friedel, Paul Harris Fellow +4 as well, so 5 total. Jim, you are halfway to major donor status. Congratulations. Michael Jansen, also Paul Harris +4. Michael, thank you so much for your support of the Rotary Foundation. Michelle Nash, I'll get it. Paul Harris Fellow +4 and +5. So a double whammy. So thank you, Michelle. That means 6 total. So that's fantastic. Paul Dryman, Paul Harris +5 or 6. It's a great run. Dave, Paul Harris +8. You have the 3 rubies in there. 9 total, under only 1 away from major donor. And also Judy St. John, same thing, Paul Harris Fellow +8. So 9 total Paul Harris Fellows. So thank you all for your continued commitment to the Rotary Foundation. Super important that we support our foundation, and these great Rotarians have certainly demonstrated that today.
Thank you, Deb. Now we have 4 other really special awards for some of our major donors that have moved into major donor status to the foundation. So Deb, I will turn it back over to you.
Great, thank you, Dave. And major donor status begins at a cash contribution, either one time or over time, to the Rotary Foundation of $10,000 or more. And I say cash because Rotary Foundation points do not count toward major donor status. So when anybody reaches a major donor status, that means that they have contributed $10,000 actual dollars or more. And starting with Ian, who just achieved major donor status level 1 at that $10,000 level, and this is fantastic. And one of the ways to get there is to do donations directly online, recurring donations to your credit card. And this adds up very, very quickly. So Ian, thank you so much for joining our major donor ranks. We really appreciate your support. And our second is Bob Lewis, also major donor level 1 at that $10,000 level. Bob, thank you so much. And the next one should be Mike Murphy. Mike, thank you. And Mike has been involved for a number of years at the district level as well. So Mike, great to see you as a major donor. And then a very special one, Susan and Mike Barada, major donor level 2. And Susan and Mike, this is awesome. Major donor level 2 is $25,000 or more cash donation to the Rotary Foundation. And this can be done either cash or through your estate planning commitment. There are a number of ways to get there. So Susan and Mike, incredible. Thank you so much. This is just making my entire month to be able to present you with a major donor level 2. So thank you so much for your support.
Yes, thank all of you for all your contributions. They make a huge difference to our club and to the Rotary International Foundation. So thank you for your generosity. It is my pleasure to present a special award today. This is to one of our Rotarians. It's the Thousand Oaks Rotarian Service Award. And this year, I'm very pleased to present this award to Mr. Larry Baker. Larry has, as a large club with administrative and fundraising and charitable giving and grant making activity, all in the accounting system, Rotary Club of Thousand Oaks has a very complex system when it comes to managing money and gifts and putting money out and all those things. So Larry took on the job of executive treasurer in 2001, and he served in that capacity until June of 2020, 19 years of unbelievable dedicated service by Larry. He provided timely financial reporting to 19 different boards, and trust me, that is a job with 19 different groups of people all running around asking for stuff. All the committees every year, assisted in the budgeting process, and so much more that we really can't even describe it all in today's limited time. In a look back over, excuse me, those many years, it's worth noting that Larry has processed, get this, over 30,000 invoices, over 50,000 received deposits and payments. He wrote over 20,000 checks, completed over 550 bank reconciliations, and I'm sure his favorite part was he attended well over 150 board meetings. So, under his steady hand, our club really achieved a reputation for solid financial standing and good stewardship, and it was due to Larry's incredible efforts and time commitment. I wanted just to have Chris Still give us a little story about Larry and
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so as someone who's worked with Larry a lot and know him very well, I just wanted to say a few words about his journey as our executive treasurer. Long ago in the land of 5240, the kingdom called Rotary Club of Thousand Oaks, there was a young Jedi known as Larry. This unsuspecting warrior agreed to take on the job of executive treasurer when no one else would do it. There must be a reason for this, he thought to himself. Nevertheless, he bravely accepted the quest for the kingdom he served. Over the years, Jedi Larry, served 19 different administrations, bravely facing new challenges and oftentimes crazy requests without complaint, always with a smile. Like the post office of the before times, he delivered balanced books and bank reconciliations on time, month after month, year after year, no matter the weather. Our brave Jedi endured having to sit at the naughty table for all those years, breaking bread with a rotating circus of treasurers. Eventually, Jedi Larry, still young-ish at heart, became known as Darth Vader, signifying his stature as a fearless wrangler of street fair vendors and overall defender of our Rotary dollars and cents. As Darth approached the end of his 19th year of service as our executive treasurer, he decided it was time to vacate that naughty table and walk amongst his fellow Rotarians, able to sit at different lunch tables with club members who are grateful to him for his unwavering service. Larry is and will remain the man, the legend, the Darth. Thank you very much, Larry, and congratulations.
All right, thank you so much, Chris, and thank you, Larry. A well-deserved congratulations from the entire club for your years of effort and service. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you all.
All right, we have a new award that we're doing this year. It's called our Rotarian of the Month. And that is a person in our club who has done something extraordinary in our community to make us proud as a club. And we have decided to designate that with a yellow sash that has the person's name embroidered on it. We will give this away every month for service being done in the community. And so this year, this first month, I'm very pleased to announce that our Rotarian of the Month for July is Jessica Sawyer Rubenstein.
Yay! Thank you.
So Jessica just really has exemplified service above self since she's joined our club. You know, this is awarded to somebody who's really working in the community. So this will, as you can see, the sash is on the left, and we will run through the months as we go through the year. So Jessica really was instrumental in starting this project. She launched it, she thought about it. It's the Baby Gear Project. It has a tremendous impact in our community. She gathers up with other Rotarians, good condition baby gear to give to the Ventura County Rescue Mission's Lighthouse Project for mothers that do not have items for their children. It's really a great way to reuse and help our community directly, and particularly in these times. Very creative, very thoughtful, and this is what exemplifies our club. So congratulations to Jessica for Rotarian of the Month for a great job. Well done. So thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
And we will get that sash to you so you can wear it at the next meeting. Even though we're online, we will love to see you in the sash.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. I would like to turn this now over. I will stop screen share. I would like to turn it over to our Assistant District Governor, our Group 4 Fearless Leader, Mr. Brendan Garcia, who will introduce our District Governor, and we will then turn it over to her for the program. So Brendan, welcome, and it's all yours.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dave. And hello, everyone. I'm obviously working from the same source material as David Massey. Deb's bio, I know, was posted on the invitation. And so I'll cut it a little bit short. After some furious Googling, I think Deb's former past career experience have taught her to cover her tracks very well. I couldn't find any interesting facts online about you, Deb, real quick there. But what I will say is that Deb joined and joins us from the Rotary Club of San Luis Obispo. She joined the Rotary Club of San Luis Obispo in 2003. She served as a club president, district conference coordinator, assistant governor, district chief operating officer before being selected and serves as District 5240 governor for 2020 and 2021. She's been married to her wonderful husband, Bill, for 24 years, and they enjoy 2 adult sons, Trevor and Craig, 5-year-old grandson, Kobe, and 2-year-old boxer named Kona. And so it's with great pleasure that I introduce Deborah Linden, our district governor for 5240.
Great. Thank you, Brendan. I really appreciate it. Yes, I think you got my bio during the Find session. So that was a fabulous way of doing it and really fun. Thank you for that. And before I share my screen and get started, let me congratulate your club on your latest global grant approval. I now get all of the communications from the Rotary Foundation regarding global grants. And I know that on July 1, your grant in partnership with Tijuana for the Aid for Children and Elderly was approved for $59,000. You guys are fabulous. You continue to be fabulous. So congratulations on your latest global grant. And with that, I am going to go ahead and share my screen. And let me just bring up the video panel again. And Karen, shake your head if you can see my screen okay. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Well, it's great being with you. I wish I was there in person, but at least we have this alternative. So I'd like to start out by asking you just to do something for me for a minute. I'd like you to sit back and imagine what your community, what the community of Thousand Oaks would be like if your club never existed. I can't possibly list everything that you've done and that you continue to do for your community. From big projects like the incredible Dreamcatcher Playground to smaller projects that we can do during COVID, such as the one that you just talked about with your baby gear collection and giveaway, your support for so many organizations, hospice, James Storehouse, Senior Concerns, your international projects with many different countries such as Mexico, India, Asia, and South America. You folks do so much. And during COVID, it's very easy to feel constrained because we can't get the whole club together to do a huge playground project. And we have to make an impact in different ways. But I want to remind you how important you are and how relevant you continue to be in your community. And don't let these times discourage you. Everything you still do in large and small ways continues to touch lives and continues to change lives within your community of Thousand Oaks and throughout the world in partnership with your international partners. So just know that and keep positive and keep finding opportunities to serve your community, even during the times when we're restricted from being together. Our theme this year is Rotary Opens Opportunities. And this theme was selected by our RI president, Holger Knott. He's from Germany. He's a wonderful man. And he picked this theme long before COVID was on anybody's radar, but it has become really, really relevant to the times we're in. And he talks about looking for opportunities in everything we do, how we're doing our membership, our service, our fundraisers, how our very clubs operate, and especially during COVID, finding opportunities that may initially present themselves as challenges, which I know your club is doing, and you're adjusting beautifully to this environment. I do want to spend a few minutes talking about our focus for the year. And this is sort of big picture district-wide focus. You will see that our goals for this year district-wide are entirely aligned with your club goals as well. And so that's the good news, is we're marching down the same freeway in the same direction. And our district goals are organized around what we call 3 essential elements for vibrant clubs. These elements will be very familiar to your club president, Dave, because all of the training we provided to our presidents for 2 years before they took office was centered around these 3 essential elements. And they are membership, brand, and the Rotary Foundation. So starting with membership, this is our highest priority district-wide. And not only this year, but for the foreseeable future. And the reason is simple, is that our membership is declining in many of our clubs, unfortunately, including yours, throughout the district and throughout North America. And so we are putting a lot of focus and time and attention, and not only supporting our clubs in supporting our clubs in increasing membership and retaining their members, but also looking for opportunities for new clubs and new types of clubs. Clubs like satellite clubs. I just had a conversation with your board about this. Clubs that look and feel different from ours. And we are only constrained by our own creativity. Right now with Rotary, we can create almost any type of club we want that can meet completely online. They can be focused on a certain cause. They can serve a certain demographic. We're actually exploring in a different area of our district the concept of our very first primarily Spanish-speaking club to serve that specific demographic in that area. And so we can do anything, almost anything we want to do. And what we need from you is ideas. And so as you think about your own community, as you think about where the gaps are with Rotary, and as you consider new ideas that may be able to serve prospective members in a different way from our traditional clubs like yours and mine, please bring those ideas forward because we need them. Taking care of our existing members is so important right now, especially those who aren't necessarily joining our Zoom meetings every week, reaching out, making sure they're connected, making sure they're okay, making sure they're informed, and making sure we don't lose them from our clubs during this time. And finally, finding creative ways to continue service is super important to keeping our members and really important to actually recruiting new members during the time of COVID. People are still joining our Rotary clubs. They're joining virtually. And one of the reasons and one of the things that's working is clubs are getting really good and their members are getting good at sending those meeting links and meeting invitations out to a whole lot of people and inviting them to meetings. It's much easier for guests to attend because they don't have to go anywhere in person. They just have to click a link. So I encourage you to continue to invite people as guests and continue to recruit during these virtual times. I want to share with you a quote that I love and I think really speaks to the times we're in. It's by Mother Teresa. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And so even though we may not be able to gather together to do big projects, we can all still do our part and still serve our communities in many small ways, and it all adds up. Our second element is Rotary brand. And we tend to think of the brand as what's over my shoulder as our logo. But when we talk about the Rotary brand, we're talking about the entire Rotary experience. So how our members, how our visitors, and how the public perceive and experience Rotary. And that starts right here with our meetings. Whether they're in person or virtual, it doesn't matter. The experience we create with our club meetings is critical to recruiting new members and keeping the ones we have. And I can tell you, just from being with your board and being with you today, you are doing everything right. Your meetings are fun, they're entertaining, they're funny. You engage with each other. It's obvious that you care deeply for each other, and you make visitors like me feel very welcome and very warm. And that's really important. People don't join Rotary because of when you meet or necessarily what you're doing. They join because of you. They join because they want to be part of this experience in this group and share what you're doing. And so keep it up. It's fantastic. I love your meetings. I was taking notes on some of the cool things that you do during your meetings to share with Dave's colleagues as well. Making sure that we're getting the word out about what our clubs are doing through traditional media, through social media, very important. And finally, making sure our service projects themselves are branded with signage and make sure people know it's us when we do a project and not the Elks or the Kiwanis or somebody else in our community is important as well. Just a quick note about club meetings. Maya Angelou said that I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And this is all about this experience, the meeting experience. And when we gather together, whether virtually or in person, they're not going to remember what was said. They're going to remember how they felt when they were part of that experience. So I want to share with you a brand new public service ad campaign that Rotary International actually has created. They've hired a marketing firm, and these are ads that are airing throughout North America. They've produced 2 so far. And these are now available for clubs to download directly from the brand center. So they're available in 15-second, 30-second, and 60-second versions. They're really nicely done. And you can post these on your websites. You can share them on social media. If you have media contacts in the community that can get them on the air, please use them for that. And so I just want to give you an example. This is a 30-second spot, and there are shorter and longer spots as well.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. When we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. Together, we can change happen. We improve. We help people with action. Get involved today at Rotary.org/action.
Did that play okay? No? Was it choppy? Ah,
Too much noise. Too much noise.
Boy, sorry about that. And I'm plugged directly into the modem, so something's going on with the system today. Anyway, take a look on the Brand Center. You can download these, really well done. And what happens when people go to this section of the website, they can not only learn more about Rotary, but they can actually express their interest in becoming a member. They can fill out a little online form that generates what's called a member lead, and that gets transmitted to the district. And we have a process with our assistant governors to get that lead to our clubs. The ads are really good. Take a look at them. So finally, I want to talk for a minute about the third element, which is the Rotary Foundation and our need to continue this to support the foundation, which you guys do beautifully. Your support for the foundation is so strong, and thank you for that. You've already know about the 5240 challenge, so I won't mention that, but it's a way to encourage giving to the annual fund earlier in the year before December 31st. We are continuing the Peace Club program, and we're just refreshing the criteria for that. And so look for more information on that as well. I like to remind people, super easy to give the foundation online, directly online, and to set up recurring giving to your credit card. And finally, I want to talk about polio for a minute, but I want to do this in a little bit of a different way. You're all familiar with Jeopardy? Shake your heads. So we're going to play a game of Polio Jeopardy. So if any of you have seen this before, like I know Brendan has, then you're disqualified, and no fair Googling polio and Rotary during this. It's got to be out from your memory. So I'm going to flash some numbers on the screen one by one, all related to polio. If you think you know what the number means, just unmute yourself and just shout out what you think the answer is. And I can't see everybody. I can see some of you, so you'll just need to unmute and shout out. I won't be able to see you raise your hand. Okay, first number, 2.5 billion. Anybody want to take a guess?
Vaccinated. Children that have been vaccinated.
Yes, thank you, Paul. Yeah, so 2.5 billion is the number of children that we have vaccinated so far worldwide with the Polio Plus campaign. That's billion, it's not million. It's tremendous. And I like to remind people that our Polio Plus project, it did not start with the board of directors sitting around going, let's do a big project. It started with a club. It was a club project to vaccinate children in the Philippines. And that started our now worldwide polio eradication effort, that we have an incredibly robust network of volunteers and paid workers and labs throughout the entire world. We work in partnership with the World Health Organization, Gates Foundation, almost every country, and many, many, many different humanitarian organizations. All right, second number, $1.8 billion.
Is that how much we've raised to fight polio?
How much who is raised?
Thousand Oaks Rotary, or not Thousand Oaks, that Rotary has raised.
Yes, thank you, Dave. Yeah, you, Rotarians, have raised and donated over $1.8 billion over the last 30 years to the polio campaign. Amazing support, and we cannot let we can't lift our foot off that gas pedal yet. We are so close, and we've got to close that gap and get to zero. So we need to continue to support polio. Okay, about two.
Number of countries that are not yet fully vaccinated?
Yes, thank you, Mike. So the number of countries that still have endemic polio, and Mike, extra credit, which countries?
Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Bingo, that should be a double Jeopardy question right there. Excellent, yeah. So we are down to 2 countries. We started with 140 countries with endemic polio, and we're down to 2. Now, these are the 2 hardest countries because of the very fluid borders, and it's very dangerous for our workers in those countries. We do have the cooperation of the government in both countries and of the religious leaders as well. And so, and we're making great progress in those countries. Here's the really good news. Up until a month ago, this number would have been 3. But Nigeria was just declared polio free, which means all of Africa is now polio free. And that means that they've gone 3 years with no wild polio virus cases. Huge, huge achievement. Okay, last number, hardest number, my favorite number. Ready? 17.4 million. Any guesses? So I'm going to give you the
kids helped.
No.
Well,
I'm going
to
NID. No. I'm going to tell you the answer, and you'll see immediately why it's my favorite number. 17.4 million people would be paralyzed today from polio were it not for our polio vaccination campaign. And so kind of let that sink in because it really personalizes it. 17.4 million people would be paralyzed today were it not for us. And so I really encourage you to continue to support polio. I just rolled out last week a really fun personal fitness challenge called Step Up for Polio. And you all got an email about that. I'm sure Dave can take that out of his archives and resend it. But it's a way that you can actually set a personal fitness challenge and raise money for polio. It's sort of a district, it's a multi-district project actually. And so look for that, and we'll include it in our September 1st newsletter that you'll all receive as well. Okay, a few announcements hot off the presses. We are about to have our very first woman Rotary International president in our 115-year history, which is fantastic. Jennifer Jones has been nominated to be RI president in 2022-2023, pending any challenges before October 1st. The challenge period is still open. She is fabulous. She is smart. She's an incredible leader. She's from Ontario, Canada, and she will be a great RI president. So we're very excited about that. The Rotary Foundation has designated a 7th area of focus, which is supporting the environment. And this joins our 6 existing areas of focus: peace and conflict resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, and economic and community development. And what this means is that clubs will now be able to, or soon, be able to do global grants and access TRF grant money for projects that support the environment. The trustees are developing the criteria for this brand new area of focus as we speak, and then clubs will actually be able to apply for global grants under supporting the environment area of focus starting July 1 in 2021. So once we get more information and the criteria, we will certainly roll that out to our clubs and our members as well. But it's pretty exciting because it's saying that the environment is now a priority of the Rotary Foundation. And our district conference is going virtual. It was going to be in San Luis Obispo, November 6th through the 8th, and it will now be virtual on those same days, kicking off with a party for polio on Friday night, November 6th. We have some really fun surprises planned for that. And then we'll have smaller segments both on Saturday, have plenary sessions Saturday morning and Sunday morning, and then a whole host of breakout sessions that you can choose from on Saturday afternoon. And so smaller chunks of time, so you're not sitting in front of your computer the whole day. Registration will be open within the next 2 weeks. And guess what? The cost is super cheap, $25 a person for the entire conference. So you can all now attend a conference, attend our first virtual conference. We're really excited about this new opportunity because it will allow so many more of our Rotarians to attend the conference. So look for that information to come out. So what is your call to action for this year? First of all, just be bold and be a Rotary superhero however you can. Whether it's serving your community, serving your club, helping your neighbor, whatever you can do during these weird and difficult times is just strive to do that. Be creative. We need your ideas. Your fundraising and community service committees need your ideas. Now is the time to get creative with how we're doing things and to look for opportunities to do things differently. And finally, just continue to be kind. We're in a time of stress and conflict in many different ways. And so really now is the time to remember to be kind to everybody, to make sure your club meetings are inclusive and welcoming, to make sure that we're listening to and appreciate other people's perspectives and experience. This is a quote from Charles Dickens that I just love. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burden of another. And this is something we can all live by as Rotarians. We are all bound by a common vision. So this is Rotary's vision statement. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. And this is what binds us, not only us today together, but all 1.2 million of us throughout the world. And I love this vision statement. So now one of my favorite parts of my club visits is I get to present a surprise award. So we're awarding at every club meeting, I'm giving out a District 5240 People of Action Award. And this is to one of your members who has gone above and beyond in some way to serve your community or serve your club. The member is selected either by your president or by your board, depending on your club process. And so I'm thrilled to present this award to KT Connor today. KT, congratulations. And let me just read some information that Dave sent me about why KT is receiving this award. KT was foundation chair last year and works tirelessly behind the scenes to raise money for the foundation. She also creates the club bulletin, the Acorn, each week, and promotes Polio Plus in the club. She commits a significant amount of time and energy to Rotary, all while keeping a very busy work schedule. So KT, thank you so much for your service to your club and the community. I do have an actual certificate for you with a People of Action pin, and I'll email you to confirm your address, and then I'll get that in the mail to you. And so with that, President Dave, it concludes my presentation, and I am more than happy to take any questions about anything from your members if there's time to do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Deb. That was terrific. We appreciate you sharing with us. We do have a couple of minutes that we can take questions. So if you have a question, if you would either, hit the reaction button, thumbs up, clap, raise your hand. I will try to see you and take you in order. So if anybody has a question, go ahead and let's start that process.
And I do, Dave, I see one in the chat from, is it Tracy? Asking me to share a little information on the new club that just opened. Yes, so Westlake Village Sunrise just chartered a satellite club for young professionals. And so a satellite club is basically an arm of the existing Rotary Club that normally meets at a different time and different day and time and location, and often caters to a specific demographic. So in this case, it's a club focused primarily on young professionals. They chartered with 14 young professionals who are phenomenal, and they actually are now, I think they're approaching 18 already, and they were just chartered a few weeks ago. And so they are all members of the Rotary Club of Westlake Village Sunrise, but they're sort of a separate entity. Members can go to either meeting or both meetings, and they have their own set of rules and their own focus within that satellite club. And so satellite clubs are a great model, especially it's much easier to charter a satellite club. You only need 8 members to start a satellite club rather than the 20 that you need to start a regular Rotary club. And so it's really a great concept, and I can certainly send your club more information about satellite clubs.
Great, thank you. Does anybody else have a question?
I had a question. Did I misunderstand, or is there a Spanish-speaking club you mentioned?
We're looking at one. This just came up this last week, that there's a small group that we're starting a discussion about maybe opening one in the Ventura Oxnard area, or just looking at kind of doing the feasibility study of one in that area, especially with a high percentage of Spanish-speaking residents there, and so we want to look if one might be appropriate in that area.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have time for one final question if anybody has a question. Okay, I don't see anybody's hand up. If I missed it, go ahead and unmute. All right, very good. Well, Grand, thank you, Deb, for being with us today. We greatly appreciate it, and for Brendan, for your being here also. We don't give any big cash prizes out for you being here, Deb, so sorry about that. But we do give a book to a Title I school in your honor with your name in it, and that will be going out. We also want to give you, on behalf of the club, a Paul Harris Fellow, which we will be doing in your name for you on behalf of our club for your great job this year and leading us through a very difficult time. For being here with us today. We will also be sending both Brendan and Deb a olive oil tasting kit to be a part of our olive oil tasting coming up on September 4th. So hopefully they'll be able to attend, as well as a lot of others here.
I have it on my calendar, and thank you very, very much. I'm really looking forward to it, and thank you so much for the honor of the book and the Paul Harris Fellow. That's incredibly generous. Thank you.
Thank you. We will close off here. I want to thank the greeters, Karen and Nikki, for your jobs today, Jerry for guests, Nancy Wool for selecting and sending us the song today, Susan Murata for inspirational moment and pledge, Dave Massey for a fine session and ringmaster to the joke contest, Fun Time Pat McCoy for all the good times we had on the poker draw and the what ifs, And just remember this, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, and catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, and discover. So says Mr. Mark Twain. So let's go forth there, Rotarians, and make a big difference in the world, in our communities and internationally. And that's all there is for this August 20th, 2020. See you all next week, and thanks for being here.
Thank you,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.